Imagine stepping onto a cruise ship, ready for the vacation of your dreams: sunshine, ocean views, endless activities, and of course, all the food you could ever want. But here's the part most travelers realize: the very dishes that look the most tempting on a cruise can sometimes be the ones that leave you stuck in your cabin, battling stomach issues instead of enjoying the pool deck. That's why in this video, we're diving into the foods you should think twice about before piling onto your plate. From buffet items that look fresh but have been sitting out too long, too risky raw seafood, to those sauces everyone dips into, there are some easy mistakes that can instantly ruin your trip. The good news is that staying healthy on a cruise doesn't require skipping delicious meals. It just means knowing what to avoid and what to choose instead. So today, we're breaking down the surprising foods that can cause trouble, why they're risky at sea, and how you can still enjoy amazing dining without any regrets. Whether it's your first cruise or your 10th, these simple food rules will help you make smart choices and keep your vacation running smoothly from day one. Let's get into it so you can eat confidently, stay comfortable, spend every moment soaking up the best parts of your cruise. 1. Avoid lukewarm buffet foods when you walk into a cruise ship buffet. Feels like a paradise of endless choices, trace bright colors, and tempting smells. But one of the biggest hidden dangers on a cruise is food that isn't kept at the right temperature. Lukewarm buffet dishes may seem harmless, but they sit right in the danger zone, where bacteria can multiply fast. Cruise ships try to maintain strict sanitation standards, yet with thousands of passengers dipping in and out all day long. It's easy for a tray to fall below the safe temperature without anyone noticing. Foods like chicken, pasta dishes with cream, casseroles, and anything saucy tend to cool quickly, especially during busy meal rushes. If you ever see steam trays that don't look hot enough, utensils sitting directly in the food, or items that appear dry or crusted around the edges, there's a good chance that tray has been there too long. Instead, go for items that are cooked to order: omelets, pasta stations, carving stations, grilled meats, or food that was clearly replaced recently. Fresh, sizzling trays are always better than anything that's been sitting out. And don't be shy about waiting for a new batch. Cruise staff replace trays all day long. Choosing freshly prepared dishes instead of lukewarm ones is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy and avoid an upset stomach during your vacation. 2. Skip raw or undercooked eggs. Cruise ships serve everything from eggs Benedict to rich dressings made with raw eggs, but these can be surprisingly risky. Raw and undercooked eggs are one of the most common sources of foodborne illness because they can carry bacteria like salmonella. At sea, where thousands of meals are prepared daily, the chance of cross-contamination increases. You might think your runny omelet or soft poached egg is freshly made, but when the kitchen is working at high speed, it's easy for temperature control to slip. Sauces like hollandaise, Caesar dressing, and certain homemade spreads also often contain raw eggs. Many passengers assume the ship uses pasteurized eggs for everything, but that's not always the case, especially in freshly prepared sauces in specialty restaurants or buffets. To stay safe, choose fully cooked egg dishes. Go for scrambled eggs that are steaming, omelets cooked firm, hard-boiled eggs, or egg dishes served directly from the kitchen. If you love eggs Benedict, ask if the hollandaise is made with pasteurized eggs. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. The goal isn't to avoid eggs completely, but to avoid the ones that aren't cooked thoroughly. A fully cooked egg dish gives you the protein and flavor you want without the risk of spending a day in your cabin instead of enjoying the ship. 3. Be careful with sushi and raw seafood. Sushi is a cruise favorite, especially when the ship features beautiful presentation and fresh-looking cuts of fish. But raw seafood carries real risks if not stored, handled, and prepared under perfect conditions. Even the best cruise ships face challenges: temperature fluctuations, high demand during meal rushes, and fish that has been thawed and stored for hours before serving. Raw fish is extremely delicate, and if it warms even slightly, bacteria can develop quickly. You should especially be cautious on embarkation day, when food service is chaotic, and on port days, when seafood may have been thawing longer than planned. If you do want sushi, stick to options made right in front of you, instead of pre-made rolls sitting out on display. The longer sushi sits, the higher the risk. Also, consider choosing cooked rolls, tempura, shrimp, crab, eel, or vegetable-based options. They still offer the same delicious flavor but with far lower risk. Avoid raw oysters on a cruise unless you absolutely sure they're coming from a clean, trusted source and are being handled safely. Warm water oyster bacteria can be extremely dangerous. Remember, you're on a moving ship, and seafood reacts to temperature changes fast. Raw fish is delicious, but on a cruise it's better to enjoy it sparingly and choose cooked seafood most of the time. Don't eat pre-cut fruit sitting out. Nothing looks more refreshing than a colorful tray of cut fruit on a hot day at sea, but these trays are often higher risk. Pre-cut fruit may be handled by multiple staff members, transferred across kitchens, and placed on buffet lines where it sits exposed to air, germs, and passenger traffic. Because fruit contains natural sugars and moisture, it becomes a bacteria hotspot if it's not kept chilled properly. When trays sit too long, they start looking glossy, wet, or overly soft signs. They're no longer fresh. The problem isn't the fruit itself, but the handling and the temperature. Staff rotate trays often, but during busy breakfast hours, fruit bowls get touched, breathed on, and exposed to airborne bacteria. To choose safer fruit, go for whole fruit instead of pre-cut. Apples, oranges, bananas, pears, and even whole kiwis are usually safer. If you love sliced fruit, pick pieces that are stored behind glass or served from chilled trays that look freshly refilled. Specialty restaurants often offer fruit prepared to order, which is the best option. Another tip: avoid fruit sitting on melted ice. That's a clear sign it's been out too long. Fresh cold fruit is perfectly fine. Just skip anything that looks soggy, warm, or overly shiny. Your stomach will thank you later. 5. Think twice about soft serve machines. Soft serve ice cream machines are fun, nostalgic, and always busy on a cruise ship. But here's the truth most people don't know. These machines can be hard to clean thoroughly. If they're not maintained properly, bacteria can build up inside. Cruise staff do their best, but with thousands of passengers and machines running nearly non-stop, there's less time for deep cleaning. If you ever see a machine dripping unusually, producing ice cream with an odd texture, or dispensing too soft or runny ice cream, those are red flags. It may mean the mix inside isn't at the right temperature. Another issue is the handles. Everyone touches them, and passengers don't always sanitize their hands. If you want dessert, there are safer options. The buffet often has freshly baked cakes, cookies, puddings, and even fruit sorbets that are kept chilled in controlled environments. Specialty restaurants also offer high-quality desserts prepared in clean kitchens. If you really want soft serve, pick times when the staff is more likely to clean the machine, mid-morning or mid-afternoon. Avoid using the machine right after a large rush. Soft serve is fun, but don't make it a daily habit on your cruise, especially if your stomach tends to be sensitive. 6. Avoid large shared sauces or condiments. Big bowls of sauces and shared condiment containers look convenient, but they're some of the easiest places for germs to spread. Whether it's salsa, mayonnaise-based dressings, gravy, or shared dipping sauces, these containers get touched, breathed on, and sometimes even double-dipped by passengers. On a cruise buffet, hundreds of people may pass the same condiment station within an hour. Even when staff refill trays, they don't always replace the entire container, meaning older sauce mixes with the new batch. Temperature is another issue. Creamy dressings and cold sauces spoil quickly if they're not kept chilled properly. The safer option is to use sealed packets whenever they're available. Ketchup, mustard, mayo, salad dressing, soy sauce, and hot sauce packets are much more hygienic. If the buffet doesn't offer packets, choose poured sauces from servers rather than self-serve bowls. Another trick is to ask for fresh sauce from behind the counter. Staff are usually happy to bring some out. If you ever see sauce containers with crusted edges, discoloration, or utensils left inside, skip them completely. Shared condiments may seem small, but they can be a major source of contamination on a ship with thousands of guests. 7. Skip street food at ports if it looks questionable. Exploring ports is one of the best parts of cruising, and trying local food can be exciting. But not all street food vendors follow safe handling practices, and not all local water sources are clean. A vendor cooking in hot sun without refrigeration, using unwashed hands, or reusing old oil is a quick path to food poisoning. Look for warning signs. flies around the food, raw ingredients left uncovered, cooked food sitting on warm counters, or vendors who handle money and food without washing hands. If a stall looks questionable, don't take the risk, especially when you still have several days left on your cruise. If you do want to enjoy local cuisine, choose vendors that cook everything fresh right in front of you. Go for foods served piping hot grilled meats, fresh tortillas, steamed dishes, or anything cooked on high heat. Avoid raw salads, ice, smoothie stalls using local water, or seafood sitting on unrefrigerated tables. Another smart option is to eat at port restaurants with visible hygiene standards, not random street stalls. Ports in developed destinations may have very clean food stands, but others do not. When in doubt, remember, your cruise has plenty of great food waiting for you back on board. 8. Don't drink unfiltered local water or ice. One of the biggest mistakes cruise travelers make is drinking beverages off the ship without knowing the water source. Many ports, especially in the Caribbean, Central America, and parts of Asia, do not have the same water purification standards you're used to. Even if the drink looks fine, the ice inside may be made from local tap water. Hotels and restaurants near cruise ports sometimes cut corners, and contaminated water can cause stomach cramps, nausea, and diarrhea that can last for days. To stay safe, always choose sealed bottled water from reputable brands. Avoid fountain drinks, cocktails with ice, smoothies, and fresh juices mixed with local water. Even coffee or tea can be risky if the water wasn't boiled properly. When eating at portside restaurants, ask for your drink without ice. If the server hesitates or seems unsure about the water source, switch to bottled drinks only. Another tip: avoid brushing your teeth in port bathrooms with tap water. Use bottled water instead. On board, the ship's water is purified, filtered, and safe to drink. The danger is primarily off the ship. A simple rule: if you didn't see the bottle open in front of you, don't drink it. 9. Be cautious with cold salads and mayo-based dishes. Cold salads like coleslaw, potato salad, tuna salad, egg salad, and pasta salad are cruise buffet staples, but they spoil quickly if not kept at the right temperature. Mayo-based dishes are especially risky because mayonnaise combined with seafood or eggs becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria when left out too long. On a ship with thousands of passengers moving through the buffet, it's easy for these dishes to warm up or be stirred with shared utensils that have touched other foods. If the salad looks watery, warm, or overly mixed, skip it. Instead, choose salads that are prepared fresh at a salad bar station, where ingredients are kept cold and separate. Also, raw leafy greens can carry bacteria if not washed well, so look for greens stored behind chilled glass or served directly by staff. Better options include simple salads you make yourself, fresh greens, whole vegetables, olive oil, vinegar, lemon juice, or fresh toppings. If you love creamy salads, order them in the dining room instead of the buffet. They are usually made fresh and brought from temperature-controlled kitchens. Cold salads can be delicious, but on a cruise buffet, they can also be unpredictable. Choose wisely to avoid getting sick. 10. Limit extremely greasy or heavy foods. Cruise ships offer unlimited access to fried foods, cheesy dishes, heavy desserts, and rich entrees, and it's tempting to indulge every day. But extremely greasy foods can upset your stomach, especially when the ship is moving. When you're in rough seas or even light motion, your digestive system becomes more sensitive. Heavy foods sit in your stomach longer, making you feel bloated, sluggish, or even nauseous. This doesn't mean you have to skip comfort foods entirely. Just balance them with lighter options. Choose grilled or baked proteins instead of fried ones. Pick steamed vegetables instead of creamy casseroles. And enjoy desserts in moderation instead of stacking multiple plates. On days when the ship is going through choppy waters, eat lighter meals like soups, fresh fruit, lean proteins, and salads you prepare yourself. Greasy foods are harder to digest for many people on land, and even more so at sea. The secret is to pace yourself. Enjoy treats, but avoid eating heavy foods back-to-back throughout the day. Your body will feel better, your energy will stay higher, and you'll avoid feeling weighed down during all the activities you want to enjoy. A balanced approach keeps you comfortable and helps you enjoy every moment of your cruise. Well, my great audience, staying healthy on a cruise doesn't mean giving up delicious food. Diet simply means knowing which dishes require caution. and how to spot potential risks before they reach your plate. By paying attention to buffet temperatures, avoiding risky raw items, choosing safer drink options in port, and balancing your meals with lighter, fresher alternatives, you can enjoy every moment of your vacation without worry. Your cruise should be full of sunsets, entertainment, good energy, and incredible memories, not stomach issues or missed days stuck in your cabin. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more Cruise Mart content, and comment below with any food mistakes you've seen on board. Here's to a healthy, happy, and delicious cruise ahead.